Hi, this is Matthew Brickman from iMediate, Inc. I want to talk to you for a moment about same-sex marriage and now same-sex divorce in the state of Florida. As of January 6, 2015, thanks to a case called Brenner versus Scott, same-sex marriage is now legally recognized in the state of Florida. Previously, the court had ruled when it came to same-sex marriages that it was unconstitutional. That left a lot of people in a state of the unknown when they would go to another state and get married and come back to Florida, and Florida says, well, we don't recognize same-sex marriages, therefore we're not granting you any of the rights recognized under marriage. But what happens when the relationship falls apart? Well, the court also said that one cannot dissolve a marriage where a marriage does not exist to be dissolved. And if they grant a divorce, well, that concedes that a valid marriage did in fact exist. Under the law, previously, it would not exist because they had ruled that it was unconstitutional. So that left a lot of couples that were in same-sex marriages in this state of unknown until it became legally recognized. And the first same-sex divorce came about with a couple that was married in 2002 in a civil union in Vermont. But then when they had moved to Florida, eventually the relationship had ended. And for 5 years, they were stuck in this state of unknown because there was no mechanism in play to actually deal with a divorce. And issues that couples of same-sex marriage will encounter are the same exact issues that a marriage between a man and a woman would encounter, which is equitable distribution of property. What do we do with the child of the marriage? And so now that same-sex marriage is legally recognized, now there's a mechanism in place for those of same-sex marriage to actually get divorced so they can move on with their lives. They can divide up their property. They can set up parenting plans. They can set up child support, just like a traditional divorce between a man and a woman would take place. The same exact remedies, the same court, the same rules can all apply to them as well. So those were some of the major changes that have happened as of January 6th in the state of Florida. And it'll be interesting to see as we move further and further away from January 6th to see what the statistics come out with the rate of divorce between same-sex couples or heterosexual couples. Everybody knows that the traditional marriages, 50% of first-time marriages end in divorce. 65% of second marriages end in divorce. And once you get to the third, fourth, fifth, the numbers just keep climbing. And so it'll be interesting to see same-sex marriages to see if they last longer or if they have the same divorce rate as heterosexual couples. So we'll definitely be talking more about this in the upcoming months as more and more knowledge is obtained, more statistics are obtained, and as we continue to do same-sex divorces throughout the state of Florida and even beyond. I was recently contacted by an attorney and asked to do a virtual same-sex marriage between a couple that had married in New York. They had moved down to Florida. They lived here, and now one of the partners is up in New York. The other one is in Florida. And now that Florida recognizes same-sex marriage, now they are actually going to be filing for divorce in the state of Florida because that is the home state of the child of the marriage, which they adopted. And so I'm going to be conducting a virtual mediation using iMediate's virtual platform to be able to video conference in the parties, their attorneys, and so no one will even have to come back to the state of Florida in order to get divorced. And so that should be a great mechanism and tool to help this couple move forward. And I use the virtual platform for heterosexual couples, same-sex couples, family matters, civil matters, appellate matters. It's a great platform if the ability to travel is an issue or if safety is an issue. For more information, you can contact me at 561-262-9121 or toll free at 877-822-1479, or you can always visit me online at ichatmediation.com. And I look forward to speaking with you about your case.